What's up, players? Welcome to my round two final trades and captain picks for the week running. If you haven't seen it, I've already uploaded my video going through the round one happenings and my review of the round itself. And if you did watch that, you've probably got an idea of what we're going to go through in this video. I'm going to leave it quick because there isn't a whole lot to go through today. I'm just going to go through potentially a little bit of the buy strategy that we have because there's four teams that have a buy at the moment. And yeah, a couple blokes that need to get moved. Without further ado, let's get straight into it, and I'll kind of explain my terminology and my theory into what we're going to do. A little bit of forced hands with some of them, it might be an easy pick. You can probably see directly on the screen who I'm going to be moving now, but let's get straight into it. So the red flag right in front of us, shattered for the dude, but Golden has had surgery on his shoulder and is going to be out for up to 4 months, which means he's not going to be back at least until around round 18. So that's someone we have to move, Golden, which is a shame because at that price point, I think he was going to be a real big contributor, potentially top 10, I would say, just with the amount of things that Sydney are running through him. With him going down, Sydney's season is almost like write it off once again. Poor Sydney, but yeah, he'll be one to be moved. I initially thought about moving Coleman. He's on a bye, pretty disappointing. But then I remembered that Brisbane were also pretty disappointing. I feel like with a break even of around 20, it's probably worth just popping them on the bench for now because we got a few blokes on the bench who are definitely doing their part at the moment. And I'll kind of show you something as well that I did find really interesting in just a moment. And then last one that I have decided to move is Philippou right at the bottom. Now there's a question mark because he is a test. He is a test this week to see if he is good to go. But I have thought that it's probably just not worth it with the 27 in his price cycle anyway. He's not going to be a massive scorer anyway, and the uncertainty of him playing with all the buys that we are experiencing is just get rid of him sort of thing while we can, and while we've got money to play with and a lot of trades to play with. Why not? Some disappointing news as well is that Hayden Young, I don't think it's fully known yet, but he is going to miss this weekend's game. He went in for scans on his hamstring and cooked. I think it's only a small, low-grade strain, so he's on awareness at this stage. Pushed through this game, but he is not going to play this weekend, which is definitely throwing a spanner in the works with all our buys in the midfield, but we'll figure it out, and a lot of people probably will have to figure it out as well. But he is going to be staying. He's not moving anywhere. I'm not using no boost. We're only doing the 2 trades today. So let's do the trade straight up. I haven't really gone into depth of who I am going to want to trade for, but there is one man here that is really just... He's pulling me in, and it is the Bontempelli, 160, average of 136.5. It's just that price point that I initially thought was going to eventually come down, and it should come down, but yeah, it's so much money for him. We don't even have enough with this one, so we'd have to trade Philippou. We know who we're trading Philippou for. It is Murdoch, who is in the midfield, so we're going to have to move some things, but yeah, we'll see what we can do, okay? So if we were to do that, we have a mid spot here. Is it worth getting a bigger forward and leaving that mid spot for Murdoch? I'm not so sure. Is there anyone we can swap into the midfield for now? No. It's really interesting, isn't it? It is an interesting proposition what we're going to do because we need to get Murdoch in for one of these. Let's just do it immediately. So if you go here, not picked in teams, it'll be price per point. Here we go. Millen Murdoch, top scorer for the Eagles on the weekend at the basement price. That is absolutely crazy, and that's in his system now, so he's going to go up no matter what. Get him in, you have to. And then we've got a forward spot, don't we? So if we go by average, your top forwards are just not worth it and not what you want to be trading for. So your best option is Bailey Humphrey, who is subject to a fitness test. I'm not liking that. McInerney, he might be getting some more midfield time, to be honest, now that Gordon's gone down, so it might be potentially an option, but I'm not ballsy enough to go there just yet. Need some more data to go with. There's nothing here that I do want to bring in, to be honest with you. Nothing at all that perks my interest. So in the case where we have something like this, what I am probably going to do is it might be stupid, it might not be stupid, but I'm looking to potentially move one of the rookies on here, i.e. Watkins, because I potentially don't think he's going to get a game this week, just after not doing a whole lot on the weekend. I feel like potentially Will Brodie comes in for his position. So I'm feeling that potentially we move on Watkins, or potentially, because we'll wait for the team list to come out first before we make the big brash decisions. And I apologize for my webcam covering up the top section of here, so you can't see what I'm looking at right now, but I'm looking at the boost button. I think that using a boost at this stage when people got their set prices is a good move. I don't think there's any harm in using a boost this early, especially when you have the carnage that we did have. So I'm going to boost. I am going to trade Watkins. And then with that, what I'm going to do is I am going to move in another big mid. So, you know what? We're not going to. We're going to do a defender because the defense right now is quite lacking. So I do want Grill on the field, but just going off of what we've got here, I think that it's better to have him potentially there. Who is playing in the ruck that we would be able to afford? Because we've got the big two, McAndrew and Zakotskletski or whatever his name is, something like that. So, and that's why I like making these videos, because I don't want to just get my trades and say, this is what I'm doing. There you go. I kind of want to work with the camera of what I'm going to be doing this round. So yeah, I apologize if I'm yapping, because I'm not 100% sure of what I'm doing, but I'm using this as like an avenue to help me work out what I'm going to do. And this is not going to just be completely set in, this is what I'm doing. It really depends on team sheets and that sort of thing. So if you come through and my round 2 review has got some different players on there, don't really be surprised, because yeah, there is some moves to be made. Okay, so there's nothing there, I don't think. So let's move him back. Defense, there is some options. Now, I do want Wangani Malira as soon as he drops his price, but at this stage he's going to hold for a couple weeks, I think, just because he's only played the 2 so far. So it's one more round before prices change for anyone that's played 2 games. So he will drop, but not worth getting on him now. Let's have a quick look. Coburn had a great game against Port, but that's not sustainable at all. Wayne Malira is actually pretty intriguing, but he is not going to score 142 either round, that's for sure. Redmond, no. Sicily, no. Who are our other big scorers? Connor Rosie. He's played a lot more midfield time, and I prefer him to go that halfback route, because he's still going to be a decent scorer, like your 90 to 110. But if he plays halfback, you're getting those higher ceiling scores of 125 and such. Lockie Ash is always a good pick. Yeah, especially if GWS are having a crap start to the year. I think that the ball's going to be down back a little bit more, as I said in the notes, and he is going to just naturally pick up the ball a bit. Whitfield as well will also be a watch to see what happens with him, because he's had a couple of stinkers and his price will eventually go down a bit. I'm not seeing anything here that I'm really, really loving. I do potentially want to jump on Braden Cook. He is going to get a lot more time, so that might be our forward option for now, is just to jump on Braden Cook, because I'm happy to play Marshall in that spot for now, because of the fact that Marshall, he did do his ankle, so he is a test, but he's not on Port's injury list, so I believe he's going to play this week anyway. He's just natural with the ball. He's going to get a lot of intercept marks, and Supercoach love intercept marks when it comes to points. So I might be comfortable putting Marshall in the D6 position, no, the F6 position for now. I forget. He's still in forward. Crazy. Um, and then that leaves our defensive spot. Who do we want? Who do we want? Who do we want? I don't like any of our options here whatsoever. So if we go by picked in teams, let's see who everyone's jumped on. I'm holding Coleman for now. Wangani Malira we'll get eventually. Zeke Yuland, not great. Dacos has got a buy. Selwood, no. McKercher, so happy I didn't go there. Whitfield having his stinkers. There's a lot of the highly picked blokes are just not performing at all. Jordan Clark, 75, not great out the gates, that's for sure. Tom McCarthy, 86, that's fine. He's going to be a facilitator down back. So you look at, there's not a lot of big scores for the highly picked people. So it's a lot of turnaround when it comes to defensive this year. Bergman was an early pick I had, but only a 56. Didn't get that midfield time that we first thought he would. Sicily, 106, and he had a high score the round before that as well. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot. That's the issue. Everything that I want is in the midfield, and I've filled that with mid-priced idiots. So Worrell does intrigue me as well as a point of difference. Dale, funny thing with Dale and Budrick. Now, I had my early data to go on, and I've got them here, my kick and breakdowns. If you see here, Dale's back to taking his kick out, so I was kind of right in thinking that potentially he was going to be the kick and take, and he's kind of working up his progress. Budrick only took one for the whole game, and that's why I think Budrick even scored on par with Dale, so it's something to watch, that's for sure, but Budrick might be an early mover, depending on if he keeps just staying on doing the one kick in per game, because it's not worth it, his spot. Still, yeah, he's still going to rise the price, that's for sure, but I thought he might have been a longer term pick than what he may be ending up as. All right, it might be crazy, but I've whipped up something. Now, my midfield is fully stacked and I am fully aware of it, but there is room to move later on, and I'll kind of explain my theory with it. So, I've loaded up my midfield. What I've decided is I'm getting in one of my a point of difference, and it's crazy that he is. He's only owned by around 3% of the competition, but Zach Merritt. It's Zach Merritt, and I've had him consistently for the last 3 years, and he's always been a consistent 100. And there's who else is in Essendon that's really holding up their, I don't know, their midfield? Let's have a look. Where are we? Essendon. Centre bunch of tennises. We have Blackerson, who I think is their ruck at the moment. Jai Caldwell. Okay, he's fine. Zach Merritt, yep. Roberts is fine. Parrish, he's okay. He's not bad. Durham might be good in coming years, but Zach Merritt is like the star in the centre there. I know he does get that tag because he is a star, but it's hard to say no for Zach Merritt, who I know scores that well with only a percentage of the competition having him. I really thought about potentially a Sarong. He is a little bit cheaper, but I think after the game we just had, he's gonna be a strong tag candidate. And I've got my eye on Brayshaw. He did have a down game, and he's gonna drop his price, so that might be something to go towards. Another pick on the screen down here is he's gone now, but LDU. I was really looking at LDU at the start. He is around that 500,000 mark. So I thought about it. He had a decent game, but I don't know if he's going to have that consistency that Zach Merritt's going to have. And that's why I've just said it, forget it. Zach Merritt, welcome to the team, mate. And that removes any of my injured players, so I can actually use Zach Merritt this week for my buyers and potentially get a leg up on the competition early. If it gets worse, I slowly drop. But yeah, I'm looking to get high scores from the start to kind of build myself up, and that's my thinking here. Down the line, I'm hoping for a lot of changes for DPP roles, potentially in the midfield. I know Parrish is spending a little bit more time forward. Sharp is definitely spending some time forward. They might have some positional changes. But right now, I'm looking to get Zach Merritt in. We got Murdoch on the bench now, and we've moved Watkins. Watkins, I can swap back for Murdoch if Watkins is named, and then I can trade Murdoch next week instead. That might be an option. It depends what my money situation looks like with getting Zach Merritt as well. But that's what I've gone with, the straight swap from Merritt. It was there from Gordon to Merritt, I think is a decent one. And with my opportunity to get a leg up on some others that potentially are not seeing the potential that Merritt holds, because Merritt is just, he's cold. He has been for years. And despite the off season, he's there. So yeah, it might backfire later on the stages, but we'll see how it goes. And that's what it looks like right now. So that's what I'm going to roll with right now at this current stage. It might be changing early in the morning tomorrow if I decide no, but we'll see what happens. Now, I've spent quite a long time on the video, more than what I wanted to, so I got to go straight into my captain options and my buys as well. So this little blue icon basically just means that the bloke has a buy. So Smith and Jagger onto the bench, mate, and Bruin for Carroll or Sharp, I think is totally matchup oriented. And it's either at NG, Carroll, or Sharp at Adelaide Oval. Port's form is absolute crap, so I'm looking to just do Sharp on the field and have that Carroll as the emergency. Then we do have Dacos as well, so we're playing both, I guess. We're playing both of them, whatever. In the back line, Jacques, this bloke is actually mopping it up back down there. He's taken a lot more of, it's a trio role at the stage. It's Dale, Budrick, and Jax who has taken a lot. And then Sarong I will use as a loop with that emergency playing tomorrow night. 22 hours to the bounce. I'll use him as a loop just in case he scores massively. And then I can put Coleman on field for one of Jax or something like that. Then we go down to here. Both rucks are playing. Great news. And then down here, Cook, Robertson. No one's a buy here, but I'm looking to potentially play Todd over Cook for now. And then I can potentially look at using Cook as a loophole if he scores anything close to what he just did recently. Although all my forwards are playing, so might not even be an option. But yeah, let's go to captains. Early games, Hawthorn and Sydney. There's no one really here that I can even bother using. Adelaide Oval, got Bulldogs versus Crows. Bont would be a great captain opportunity if you do have him. Richmond versus Gold Coast. That would be Anderson. Petrarca might be an option for a vice, I'm thinking, just versus Richmond. Petrarca's had a great start to the season, averaging 161. I think I might roll into, Petrarca being captain. Freo at Melbourne at Freo. No one I have that is doing there. I forgot to mention that Young's not playing as well, so that is my midfield. I don't have anyone to fill that role for me because I've got people that can swap into their Cook and such, but I don't have any DPP in the midfield, which is going to hurt me early, but it will be fine in the long run, I think. Adelaide Oval, Port versus Essendon. I'm really leaning to just go with Butters in this one. I think redemption game. Start off slow, had a tag from Finn O'Sullivan. Essendon might tag him still, but who knows? And then West Coast versus North, there's not much options there either. There's potentially Sheasel might get a lot of it, or Jerry versus whoever that ruck is at this stage. No idea. Could be an option, but that's what we're rolling with this week. I kind of want to slow burn the start of the season, potentially get some fallen premiums is my plan for the rest of this next upcoming round. So look, got my eye on Brayshaw, got my eye on Whitfield, got my eye on Wangani Malira. Anyone else I've got my eye on? Nothing that I can get off the top of my head. But right now I'm happy with where we're at. 3 trades used already. It's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine to use trades when people have set prices so I can get all that money made early. So it makes my life easier in the long run and not having to use much trades. Forced hand a little bit anyway with Goulden and Philippou just scoring poorly, only 43% time of ground and a calf. So, or quad, I think it was, not a calf, I found out. So There's forced hand trades and one where I think potentially if Watkins is named early on, I can reversal potentially a Brain Cook if I can move and mix and match some areas. We'll see what happens. Or Murdoch can go out and come in next week once I get another bigger sample size. Although the 110, you get him in anyway, just because that's in this price cycle. He's gone up in price regardless of what he scores. But that's that. Let me know if what I've done is a stupid thing, or let me know if you've got any other tips or other blokes you've got your eye on. I'm happy to have a look into people that you have your eye on, and I'm intrigued on what people are looking at early because I don't have a lot of data. I'm just cruising solo for this one. But thanks so much for watching. Watch out for potentially a community post update if I do make any changes, because I usually just do it through a community post. And then next time I see you will be our round 2 review, hopefully with some good news. Thanks everyone. Peace out. What's good? It's me again, different day. I just ended the video, but I was editing and I did a little bit further research into one of the picks we had, and that is our Hayden Young pick that we do have. I was originally wanting to hold him, but with further just looking at the news and his injury history is kind of scaring me a little bit. I'm getting scared of the pick, to be honest, just as a lot of other coaches are as well. I don't want it to turn into another longer status where he's out and being rested because of his injury history. So I have elected to move him on, keep Watkins for now, and potentially if he doesn't get a game, we can move him next week for someone. And then, yeah, just a straight up Hay and Young for Murdoch, because then we can play Murdoch on field this week and we have a lot of cash to play with next week. My webcam is covering it, but we have $378,000 to actually play with. So yeah, just wanted to interject quickly, just let you know the update that that's what we are doing. We're not baiting Watkins this early, as dumb as that may have been. Yeah, we are moving on Young. See you later, son. Good luck. That's it. That's all I wanted to update. See ya.